Hi BookTube, it's Gina. I have a few things that I wanted to talk to you about today. It always cheers me up to talk to you guys, read your comments, hear what you're reading. So I thought it would be fun to just sit down and talk about what I'm currently reading, what I finished, and I've bought some books because of course I have. I've done some thrifting, I hit half price books, and it's been a ton of fun. So let's start. Oh, and the first thing actually I want to mention is that I was very excited because I saw Katie Lumsden's video announcing that she's got a new book out, which book coming out, sorry, and it's a Christmas book, a Christmas Victorian murder mystery. I mean, is that a Gina book or what? So I did put a post to the link to her video on my community tab. And I'll link it down below too, because I did already pre-order the book. If you're interested at all, you should pre-order because that always helps authors with pre-orders. So I'm very, very excited. That will be on my Christmas TBR for sure. So whenever I get it in November. I ordered it from Blackwell's because it's not getting released in the US. And I've had spotty luck with Blackwell's before, so keep your fingers crossed that when it gets here, it's in good condition. But I'll keep you posted on that because I'm very excited. All right, so what I'm currently reading, speaking of Katie, I am Jane Austen Julying this year with Mansfield Park. This is a paperback edition that I just absolutely love. And I'm a little bit behind. This is the group read for the year. I've only just started it, but I will definitely finish this before the month is over. Well, definitely, hopefully. Because this has been sort of book number 3 that I've been picking up. Book number 1 that I've been picking up, because I've got 3 things going on right now, is this absolute delight, which is Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. The subtitle is A Rare Book Collector's Quest to Find the Women Writers Who Shaped a Legend. And I am absolutely loving this book. I'm sure it's going to be a 5-star read. It's delightful. It is part Jane Austen, part the women who Jane Austen was reading, who influenced her, but also part book collector, because of course Rebecca Romney is a rare book dealer. She has a shop, and she talks a lot about hunting down some of these books from some of these authors. Frances Burney, Hester Lynch Thrale Piozzi, who I've not even heard of, Elizabeth Inchbald. So each of the authors has a chapter. She talks about their influence on Jane Austen, why they've been squeezed out of the canon with a feminist perspective, which I adore, and then her hunt to find these books. So it's wonderful. Absolutely love this book. And then lastly, I also just started on my Kindle, and actually I'm also reading both of those on my Kindle because I have them both on my Kindle, because I love reading on my Kindle. But I'm also reading this, Under the Rainbow, which is a Susan Scarlett cozy. This is going to be, I think, a bit of a romance about a single vicar who moves from the city to the country into a big vicarage by himself with a housekeeper named Bertha and a beautiful neighbor. So this, I think, is going to be really fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. And this is just a perfect, cozy, laying in bed at night, trying to wind down read. These are always really, really relaxing. So those are the 3 books that I currently have going. The 2 books that I finished, which both of them I really, really liked, was Josephine Tey's Brat to Farrar. I really loved this, 5 stars. This is a mystery. The plot is something that I didn't know if I would really enjoy it, because it's one of those things that tends to bug me a little bit, but it is a look-alike mystery. So a person who looks very much like, with this family resemblance to a wealthy family, gets persuaded to pretend to be one of the children of the family who they think committed suicide many, many years ago and has been dead. And so he comes back. We know early on that he is impersonating this person. So the mystery isn't, is he or isn't he? It's what's going to happen, and is he going to get away with it? Does he want to get away with it? Because Brat Farrar is a fairly sympathetic character. The ending I had a couple of, not issues with. I think a couple of the parts were not very believable to some extent, but loved this book, love her writing style. It was really, really good. And then, of course, for Star Trek, for Book Trek 2026, I read The Abode of Life by Lee Corey, and I loved this one. This is a really good Star Trek book. It wraps up a little bit simplistically at the end, but it is, of course, the Enterprise getting stranded, doing a mission down to a planet to try and get help, and the planet is full of conflict between the police, the religious order, and the scientific people. So there's those three factions who are kind of battling with each other. They have this currently a fine balance of how things are, the balance of power between how things work with them. And of course, the Enterprise blows that balance of power out of the water, and they have to figure out how to fix things back up. And I loved it. I thought it was a really, really fun read. And it's not a super gripping or fast-paced book, but it was a lot of fun. Okay, and then my used books that I found. So let's see. Okay, so I found 2 of these Charlie Chan books. Wait, I gotta take them out of the plastic. This is Charlie Chan Carries On. This is book 6, which I love it when they put the number up here. Charlie Chan, this is by Earl Derr Biggers, and I've read a couple of these. I've read, is it 1 and 2? I can't remember. I've read a couple of them. And then this is Keeper of the Keys, and this is book 7. So these were really fun mysteries, much more fun than I was expecting them to be. I saw Steve Donahue talking about these, and wasn't something that I had even had on my radar. And I really, really enjoyed the ones that I've read. And then I also found a couple, Nio Marsh's, a Golden Age mystery writer. This is Overture to Death and Grave Mistake. And I've not read either of these. So I have a shelf on my landing upstairs where it's a smaller shelf, but I've just got all of my little Agatha Christie's, all of my paperback mysteries squashed in there, and it's really, really fun. And when I'm feeling like I need a pick-me-up, I know I can go to that shelf and find something wonderful to read. This is Half Price Books is having a summer reading challenge, which is kind of fun. I found a Susan Branch at Half Price Books. This is A Fine Romance Falling in Love with the English Countryside. So this is sort of a travel log of their road trip through the English countryside. It's fantastic. Look at the pictures. It's handwritten, lots of photographs. They take a ship over to England. They rent a car, they drive around, and it's wonderful. And my whole Susan Branch book collection sadly was lost because I had a cat with E. coli in her urine, and she was having some problems peeing outside of the litter box. And my bottom bookshelf, where all of my Susan Branch books, all of my Gladys Tabor books this was a couple of years ago, were wrecked. So I had to throw them away. I tried to rescue them, but it didn't work. So I was very excited to find this. And then this is just Shabby Chic. It's a decorating book by Rachel Ashwell, which was really popular back in like the 80s and 90s. And I love this. I used to have this book and I lost it somewhere along the way. So when I saw it for cheap, I bought it again. She flea markets, which I love. She thrifts, which I love. And I really like this shabby, cottagey look, so it's definitely inspiring to me. And I love flipping through these decorating books. I find it very enjoyable. And then I also found an Alexandra Stoddard. This is an early decorating book by her called Color, Book of Color, Discovering the Joy of Color in Your Everyday Life. And it's a little bit glary, it's hard to see, but I love Alexandra Stoddard. I have a big collection of her books up here. She's been such an inspiration to me, and yes, some of these pictures are going to be a little bit a little bit out of style now, but she's just also very cozy, and she's a decorator. She had an interior design company for a long time, wrote a lot of books, and I love her. So when I saw this, I've never seen this book before. I thought it would be really fun to just add this to my Alexandra Stoddard collection. And then lastly, this is a big old, this just jumped out at me at the thrift store. This is Roger Verge's Entertaining in the French Style. I think he is a fairly well-known chef back in the 80s. I'm not sure, but look at that cover. I love this book. I almost didn't buy it because it's a little bit big, it's a little bit clunky, but it's got great pictures, and it also has what I love. Here, let me see if I can show you this. Is every section has a doing the marketing, grocery shopping, what to drink, table linens and decorations. So it talks about the best way to set the table and what table linens to use, what glasses you're going to need, what silverware, what glasses. I love that. One of my favorite things, I love watching food channels. I love watching people cook, but my favorite thing in all of those shows is watching people set the table, sit down, eat, visit. I love doing that, and I love watching people do that. And so this, I think, is just, it's so much fun to flip through this book. So I'm so glad I ended up buying this, because I thought about it for a couple minutes. I was like, oh, it's big, it's kind of clunky, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very excited about this. So now I can put these books away finally. I've had piles of books sitting around because I just haven't had the oomph to make a video recently. So glad to finally sit down and check in with you, let you know what I've been up to, and I will talk to you later.